today's activity involves truck battery. So this old 96 F150, excuse me, we refer to as Ruby, battery's been going dead. If you look, there's a bunch of corrosion. That battery terminal is just, let's see, that battery terminal is just toast. So I'm gonna show you guys. I convert pretty much every factory battery that I have over to a military style terminal. If you look at this one, like somebody's changed that out and clamped it on. That's probably part of our problem. Bad grounds, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna pull that battery out, throw it on the charger, check the water, make sure everything's good with that, and then we're gonna start building some new ends for that battery and converting to a different style clamp. I'll show you what it is. They're pretty cool, but like here's a good example. See on this one, see how it's already been tightened up so much that it's like that's touching, like you can't actually tighten it anymore. Yeah, just it prevents stuff like that. This style terminal prevents that kind of thing. Anyway, I'll show it to you. We're gonna change it out, and then hopefully we won't have any more battery issues with this truck. All right, so I got the battery pulled out, got the terminals cleaned up. Here, I'm gonna hook the battery charger up to it. Well, just check the water first. I'm gonna check the water real quick, then I'll hook the battery charger up to it, and then we'll get started on the cables in the truck. But yeah, they're in pretty bad shape. So I pulled off the negative terminal. You guys, let's see. You see that? See how corroded and stuff that is? So we'll put some new ends on it. Same thing. Like, let's see. Yeah, there you go. You see that? I mean, that positive cable is like really corroded. So I'm pretty sure that's probably where 99% of my issues are coming from. So anyway, I'll get started on getting this other stuff done, and then I'll show you that. All right, I wanted to show you guys some of these wires that I took off. Can you see the yellow, the corrosion? So I cut the wire back far enough that the corrosion's out of it. You can still just see a little bit of it here, but I cut it back. I had enough wire. I cut the corrosion out of it. You can see how bad it was in the positive terminal where the two wires were smashed together and how corroded up this thing was. And I'm pretty sure that that's where my battery issues were. I mean, the ground wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty bad. So anyway, while I got you here, let me tell you about these clamps. Keep mentioning them. So as you see, this is a positive. If you ever notice on your battery, your positive post on the battery is a little bit smaller than the negative. If we do a side by side, or wait, which one's which? I guess the positive's bigger and the negative's smaller. Anyway, you put these on the battery, on the post, and I'll show you that when I do it. But then it just has this bolt through here, and this bolt is where you connect all your electrical connections. So by doing that, you're not, every time you want to take the battery off and on, you just undo the bolt and leave this lead piece on, and so it doesn't stretch anymore. Basically, you just put it on one time and then more or less forget it, and then all your battery connections are bolted. So I'll get these on the battery and show you. So I have the battery cables fixed, so you can see, right? Let's see if we're gonna put you. See them down there? Okay. So anyway, here's the negative. I put a new eye on it. I built a new grounding strap for it. Here's one of the positives, and then here's the other one. So they're heat shrunk. I like to use dielectric grease inside the fittings before I crimp them. Basically, this is a little bit different style one, but maybe you can see the grease coming out of that. Basically, you prevent all that corrosion by creating a vapor barrier, not a vapor barrier, oxygen barrier. Oxygen will allow that stuff to corrode. So that's part of putting the heat shrink on and then doing that kind of thing. All right, so I have the new battery clamps mounted. If you see the black stuff, I use that, I've showed you this before. It's electric carbon grease, so it it allows electrical current to go through it, but it coats really well. Once again, trying to keep the air out. So the battery now is ready to drop back in the truck. So we'll get it dropped in and then we can bolt on our cables. So we'll connect the batteries up, or the cables up, I'm sorry. Man, I can't speak today. Anyway, you put a little of this on the side of where the eyes are going to connect. And I'll put some of this on the different battery eyes. Make sure that where it's making contact, it's got a good supply on it. So we'll put that back in there. We'll put that guy on. Okay, and then where's our other negative? Here it is. Alright, put some on this.
I'm pretty pleased with the shock setup so far. I think it's going to actually work. We're not going to have like tons of travel in the back of this, but I don't plan on jumping this far very much anyway. Maybe a little roller or something.
Put this guy on. Get our nuts started a little bit. Right, negative's on, it's nice and tight. Now we'll do the positive side, and it should be good. This poor old truck's kind of needed it for a while. Anybody else have a kind of an old truck around that they use for, I don't know, hauling dirt, that kind of thing, garbage runs? Let's see, let's get this back in the. Oh, we'll do that after we open it up. Well, okay. In there now. All right. Same thing. Put a little of this grease on these guys.
This is how dogs ask for help. Others don't tell you when something's wrong. Maybe they chew their paws or the grass. You might start going down on walks or stop jumping to see you when you walk in. Maybe their food is suddenly much or the breath is special. Sometimes the dog just have to act like this. If you notice any of these things happen to your dog, you are not alone. It doesn't take a dog whisper to understand what you don't understand. Well, I learned that it's something our dogs are eating every day that is chipping away at the sun.
There we go.
Worn out long before the time. But I also discovered that it's something simple you can order. On my ranch, these dogs get the best care.
Guess we'll do it that way.
And everything they do becomes right there, right there. For a few of some of the very best and worst food for dogs, including 3 simple things most people have in their kitchen, but they just don't think about giving it to their dog.
Okay.
Dog is just not understanding dogs are not but there are other things about dogs.
Shielding back on there.
The hardest lesson of
Okay,
all
everything's good there. Should be it. So before doing the battery stuff, when you went to crank the truck, it went. It was pretty hard cranking, which made me think that it was a weak battery. Until I looked at it, and then I realized that the cables and stuff were really corroded. But listen to it start now. See how much faster it cranked over and started. So anyway, it's all fixed. It's good to go. It's a 96, so you know those cables are already 30 years old. So now they'll last another 30 years, probably way beyond me. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this and enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, let me know.